If you've sold a cash secured put, chances are you're probably back holding at least one of them. So again, today I want to focus on how you can recover from these faster. Now, before you ever enter any options trade, please make sure you know how to close it. I'll pin a video in the comment section below where I show you guys how to close out of any options trade. And if you haven't already, guys, make sure to check out Webull. Right now you can get 12 free stocks valued up to $32,000 by using my link in the description below. Webull is a commission-free online trading platform that allows you to invest in stocks, options, and crypto. So go ahead and check out Webull, guys. I'll put a link to them in the description below. Now let us first start by discussing cash secured puts, what they are and how they work. Now I'm going to be using Palantir here for today's video. Reason being that I'm currently bag holding a cash secured put on Palantir. So let me show you this here. So let's go into the options here for Palantir. Let me switch over to puts and let me switch over to sell here. So as you can see, I'm currently selling a cash secured put on Palantir expiring September 30. And my strike is $9 and it's currently worth $151, and I paid a lot I got paid a lot less than that, so I'm currently down like 40 bucks on it. Now here's how a cash secured put works, right? So you sell this put or whatever put it is you want to sell. In return, you receive a credit, so you get paid. How much do you get paid? Whatever is under this price here. So if you were to sell this put right now, you would get paid about $151 to sell this cash secured put. Now you have to put up collateral. How much collateral? It's going to depend on the strike price times 100. So for this one, I had to put up $900 in collateral. The reason being that at expiration, one of two things is going to happen. Either the price of Palantir is going to be above the strike price you chose. So let's say on September 30th, Palantir's share price is above $9 a share. This would expire worthless then, and I would have made 100, however much I got, let's say 120 bucks, and I would get my collateral back, which again would be $900 here. However, let's say Palantir stays at the exact same price that it's at right now, so around $7.50. So at expiration then, since the price is below the strike, I would have to buy 100 shares of Palantir at my strike price. So I'd have to buy 100 shares of Palantir for $9 a share. And I'd still keep the premium I received, right? But I would have to buy 100 shares at $9 a share. Palantir is at $7.40. So as soon as you buy those 100 shares, you're going to be instantly down, right? Because you bought them at $9 a share, but the current share price is $7.46. So again, what can we do to recover from bad cash secured puts? So let's go ahead and let's take a look at the first option that you have here. Again, taking a look at a real example on this actual cash secured put that I sold on Palantir that I'm currently down on. So let's actually go over to that cash secured put here. So I'll go back to Palantir, and here is this put that I sold on Palantir expiring on September 30th. And as we can see here, I received $116 when I sold it. It's currently at $154. So again, as you guys can see here, I'm down $38. Now, of course, you always have the option to just close out of it and take whatever loss you're at is. So if I were to close out of this, I would take a $38 loss. You could do that, but again, today I want to focus on how do we recover from these. So let's go and let's take a look at the first option you have. Let's go into the options here. So the first option is we want to lower the price that we'd have to buy the 100 shares at, okay? And how do we do this? So what you first want to do is you want to go back to the put that you're selling here. So here's the put that I'm selling. The first thing you'd want to do is you want to close out of your current cash secured put. So you'd switch over to buy, and you'd want to close out of this the current cash secured put. So remember, if you're selling a put, the way to close out of it is you'd buy that exact same put back, right? So here's the put that we're selling. To close out of it, we'd have to buy that exact same put. Now again, to buy out of this, I'm going to pay $156, which is more than I received to open it, right? I received $116 to open it. So again, I would be paying more, which means I would be taking a loss here. Now, what we want to do here is we want to go out to a further expiration find an option with a lower strike price that will pay us more than what we're paying right now to close out of this option. So let me show you what I mean, and then I'll explain why. So let's say if we went out a couple of months here, let's say we went out to like March 17th, for example, and we took a look here. I see here an option with a lower strike, the $8 strike, where if I were to sell this put right now, I would receive more than what I am paying right now to close out of the put that I sold. So what I could do here then is I can go ahead and sell this put, and ultimately what's going to happen is I'm still going to enter for a credit here, meaning I'm not going to lose any money. I'm actually going to make more money here. I'm actually going to receive more money. I'm going to receive an extra $3 here for selling this put. Now, there's a couple of benefits to doing this, right? This offers a few different benefits. Number one, it's going to lower the price at which we're going to have to buy the 100 shares of Palantir if we do have to end up buying 100 shares of Palantir, because now we're selling the put at the $8 strike. Remember, previously we sold the put at the $9 strike. So now we're selling the put at the $8 strike, which means even if Palantir, in March is still under $8 a share, when this expires, we'd have to buy the 100 shares of Palantir, but for only $8 a share instead of $9 a share. So number one, again, it's lowering the price at which we'd have to buy the 100 shares of. Number two, we can still make money here if the option expires worthless, right? Because we're still receiving a credit here, right? I received a credit for the first put that I sold. Now I'm receiving some more credit here, another extra $3 here. So you can still make money if the option expires worthless. And number three, this also gives your trade more time to recover, because maybe you think Palantir is going to trade sideways the next 1, 2, 3 months. But maybe, after those 3 months are over, you think Palantir is slowly going to start to rise. Well, this gives us all the way until March for Palantir to rise up again above $8 a share, right? So again, it's lowering the price at which we'd have to buy the 100 shares. If we have to buy them, we're actually getting paid even more now to do this. And then number three, we're giving the trade more time to go in the direction that we want it to go. Right, so this is the first option you have here. If you're bag holding a cash secured put, you could do something like this. Now let's take a look at the second option you might have. So the second option, right, is the current cash secured put that you have. You could let that expire. So I could let this put that I sold expire, and again, what's going to happen is you're going to get 100 shares of the stock. You have to buy them at the strike. So I'd have to buy 100 shares at $9 a share. And then you can do something similar to selling covered calls, but in a slightly different way that will help us recover faster. So let me show you what I mean by this. Now I'm actually going to go ahead and use the 100 shares that I already have here to demonstrate this. So I already have 100 shares of Palantir. And this was from another put that I had sold on Palantir at the $9 strike. So again, as you guys can see here, I bought 100 shares at $9 a share. Palantir is currently at $7.45. So I am currently down $155. So again, what can I do now after this has happened to recover faster here? So here's what you would do here. What you're going to do here is, again, we're going to go back into the options here. And you're going to go out to a further out expiration. So let's say I went out to like November 18th, let's say. And again, you can kind of mess around with different expirations and see how that changes things. But I'm going to go out to November 18th. So what I would do here is I would first start by buying an at the money call option here. So remember, the at the money call is going to be the call whose strike price is as close to the current share price as possible. So current share price is $7.45. Strike price that is closest to that is going to be this one, right at the $7 strike. So I would buy the at the money call here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to sell. And now I'm going to sell 2 calls here. Now it's very important that these 2 calls that I sell here pay me more than what this call costs. So I want to get paid more than $112 here because I still want to enter for a credit here. So now I would go ahead and sell 2 call options here. I'm going to sell the calls at the $8 strike. So I'm going to go ahead and switch this to custom. And then again, I'm going to sell 2 of these. So basically we're selling 1 call against our 100 shares, and we're selling 1 call against the call we bought. As you can see, we're still entering for a credit here, right? $14. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at what this is going to look like. Basically, this is going to bring our break even lower here quite a bit. So let's go over to option strat here. Let's visually take a look at what this would look like. So let's go to build and let's go to covered call here. So let's take a look. So we are currently using Palantir here for today's video. I said, okay, I purchased 100 shares at $9 a share. Now I want to know, how can I recover faster? So now what you want to do here is you go out to, a further out expiration. I chose November 18th. So I'm going to leave as November 18th here. And then I said, okay, first you want to buy an at the money call. So I said that's going to be the one at the $7 strike. Then we want to sell 2 calls here. And I said I'm going to sell the calls at the $8 strike. And again, we want to sell 2 of these here. So this is what this looks like ultimately here. Okay, so let's take a look at this closer. So keep in mind, right, if you have 100 shares of Palantir and you purchase them at $9 a share, right, for you to break even without doing anything, it has to go back up to $9, right? So keep that in mind. Now let's see, by doing this, what happens. So number 1, we're going to get paid. We're going to get $17 here. So let's say Palantir trades sideways from now until November 18th. Well, guess what? By doing this, you made $17 versus if you're just holding your shares, you didn't make anything. So there's the first thing, right? You're making $17 here. Now, here is where it gets very interesting. Look at our break even. Our break even, if we were to do this, is $7.92. So now, from now until November 18th, Palantir only has to go up to $7.92 a share for us to break even here. Versus, again, like I said earlier, if you're holding 100 shares at $9 a share and you don't do anything, Palantir needs to go back up to $9 on November 18th for you to break even, right? Or any time before then, but it just has to go up to $9. Well, now it only has to go up to $7.92, so only up 6%, and you would break even here just by using this simple trick right here, right? So again, if you're back holding a cash secured put, and you just let it get assigned, you get the 100 shares, you could try something like this, and you can break even a lot faster. Now, keep in mind, if you're already down 50, 60, 70, 80% on, on the shares when you, end up buying them from a bad cash secured put, this is going to be a lot harder to do. You probably won't be able to do this. But if you're only down, 20, 30, 40%, this is possible here. As you guys can see here, right? I can break even a lot faster. Instead of waiting for Palantir to get back up to $9, now it only has to get up to $7.92 here for me to break even. So anyways, guys, those are 2 ways to recover from bag holding cash secured puts. If you guys have any questions about anything I just talked about, feel free to leave them in the comment section below. Check out the Discord, link to it in the description below. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys next time.